Welcome back here once again, Frontier Conference basketball. And no matter what anybody says, that has to be a big monkey off of his back. And head coach Jeff Graham getting his first conference win.
Absolutely. There's nothing like it. And the longer it takes, the more pressure you put on yourself, the more stress comes into your life.
Well, we'll talk about the women's game more if head coach Jeff Graham joins us at the half. We threatened him with physical violence if he didn't, so we'll see if that holds.
We did.
Let's talk about the men's side. Montana Tech coming off of a great win over Carroll College, a game that honestly kind of felt like that Argos game there a couple times, where it felt like the Montana Tech men with Carroll had their foot on Carroll's throat several times and just never applied that full pressure onto said breathing tube. And we'll see how they react to that, and Providence coming off a monster win, going into Dillon and knocking off the Bulldogs in Strauss. So we've got two teams right now with some great momentum, getting ready to throw down on the men's side.
Yeah, the big momentum for Coach Keller is the three kids who came back after the break. At least two of them, maybe the third one, they're all averaging around 20 points a game since they come back.
That's the deal.
This game, Paul, as much as you hear me predicate, let's play defense, it's about scoring.
Yeah. You know, and you look at the main two being Marcus Stevens and Harris Williams. Davian Harris Williams, those two both averaging 21 points a game in the 3 games they're back.
Yes.
We have seen both go off. Marcus Stevens is a phenomenal guard, does a great job getting up and down the floor, and then Harris Williams might be one of my favorite players to watch shoot. I mean, he is so scary if he starts going off. And my understanding on Thursday in Dillon, he went off early. I think he had like 6 threes in the first half. And you and I we've done a couple games of his where we just look at each other and shake your head. Like, there are times where when he's feeling it, good luck. I mean, you can have a body in his face. He can be out 40 feet and he'll still be knocking him down.
Well, he's like a dual-edged sword. You got to take the 3 away from him. The problem is it could be as much as 28 feet from the basket. And then he'll blow right by you if you go out and pressure him. So he's really difficult to defend.
On the other side for Montana Tech, let's talk about this, the Orediger side of the coin here real quickly. Caleb Bellich with a great game on Thursday. Asia Williams in a big way. Asia had a monster ball game. Didn't shoot much, but everything he put in the air went through the bottom of the net. And then from there, the bench was monstrous. I mean, Coach Hyatt played 11 guys in that ball game against Carroll College.
Well, let me help you out. There's 11 over there that can play. I'm sure the 12th one can play. That's the advantage he has over everybody in this conference, is his ability to go deep in the bench.
As the teams get ready to get this thing underway, Frontier Conference action, we'll keep you updated on scores and more as we continue. Let me grab the standings here real quickly while we're kind of hanging out. I'll run you through the conference standings here as we get Montana Tech starters here in a moment. Montana Tech, obviously we have ourselves a little log jam still. Montana Tech 2-1, Rocky 2-1, Providence 2-1, Northern, Carroll, and Western all 1-2 in conference play coming into today's game. So we'll see how things shake out today. Obviously some big ones, and this is a huge one here, obviously, for both programs.
No question about it. My great love for this conference is I don't care who's 2-1, I don't care who's 1-2. Every one of them can beat each other on a given day.
You know, it feels like we talk about that every year, but this year, to me, on the men's side, feels like that might be the most true statement of every year. You know, I don't think there's going to be so little separation between the team that takes first and the team that takes sixth. I think it's going to be scary how it's definitely going to come down to the final weekend, and it still might come down beyond that, how this thing shakes out.
Always does, doesn't it? You and I make our predictions and we're wrong
all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, again, thanks for joining us here, Montana Tech Athletics. Paul Pedisco, John Thatcher as the Dig starters getting introduced. And excited to see what this one is going to bring. Coach Keller, Coach Hyatt. Let's talk about the preparation side of it. Obviously, they prepare most of the week, and you'd have to assume 90-95% of the time is preparation for that Thursday game. Do you almost prefer kind of a short window for prepping like this, or would you rather have, your full time?
Well, it is what it is. But the reality is, they don't play on Thursday and then game plan on Friday. They're watching film 24/7. If people knew the time coaches put in watching film, it is astronomical, and that is the difference. And they're ready. They had a walkthrough, I'm sure, this morning, went through the things they were doing. just to help the team remember. So it's not a one-day journey. It is an all-week journey.
So Belich will jump it off with Jake Larson, and we are ready to roll. Frontier Conference action here with Montana Tech Athletics. As it goes into the air, tipped high, and Montana Tech will control. In the backcourt with it is Krishan Dixon. Dixon across midcourt, moving to his right. Pass goes out there to Decons. Decons puts on the brakes, looking for the backdoor cut. Well defended, taking it away is going to be Stevens. Marcus Stevens on the far left wing off the turnover. Olsen on the wing to Vining. Vining from downtown, no. Long rebound, Michael Ure. I was just about to say you can't leave Vining open like that, that's for sure. Belich reacts, goes to the glass, shot no good. Defensive rebound, Vining.
Well, we're getting some momentum early. Everybody's pushing the basketball. Great defense on both sides.
Stevens again into the lineup here for the Argos. Only his third game. This will be his fourth, I should say. Harris lobs it into Olsen. Olsen looking to back it up. Turns, fires, gets it.
Deadliest shot in basketball. Little jump hook. Can't stop it.
Well executed there by Jake Olsen, and Providence grabs the first lead. Michael Ure going to try and take the lead for the Digs. No good. Vining going to be called with the shove here. And Montana Tech will have the ball in their offensive zone.
That's a good foul because all he was going to do is catch it and put it right back in, so a good foul.
So the Argos leading 2-0. Montana Tech will inbound. Oh, excuse me, they called it on Harris Williams.
He pushed.
I thought it was Vining down there. The inbound comes to Ure. He gets his own rebound and the putback. Michael Ure gets the offensive glass and the putback. So we're tied up 2-2.
This game's a perfect matchup for Michael Ure. They don't have a wide body at the post, so he'll be effective down there.
Underneath, nice bounce pass to Olsen. Olsen out to the wing as Harris Williams, left-handed sky hook, rolls it in. Good elevation that time by Harris Williams.
Everybody's shooting hooks tonight. That's good.
Does your little heart proud, doesn't it?
It does.
4-2 our score. The Argos with the lead. The Digs with the ball. Decons puts on the brakes, 15 feet away. Bounce pass to the wing. Ure goes out of bounds. That will be Tech basketball.
I'll tell you what, great Providence, I always want to say Great Falls, but Providence has really picked up on the defensive end. They're a good defensive team.
Well, and you and I were looking at the scores on Thursday with Western, and I think we were both expecting an absolute shootout, and it was a long way removed from that. Michael Ure, bounce pass on the edge, Decons. Tries to find a lane, floater to the basket is up and in. Boy, even when he's off balance, he is just smooth.
But his body is always under control. I mean, everybody thinks he's off balance, but he's not.
4-4 our score. Vining from way downtown strokes it. Belich was out there defensively, puts the hands up to coach like, what do I do against that?
One of my old coaching days, as soon as he would have let it go, I'd have been up trying to chew his rear end out and went through, then you cheer for him.
Montana Tech with it. As Asa Williams back to his right side, picks up the dribble, needs a little help, cutting, pass behind Dixon. And here comes Stevens across to Harris Williams, gets the basket and the foul. So Harris Williams with 4 points, he will shoot one. So again, those two just back into the lineup here.
Providence got into a 2-3 zone, and Montana Tech did not adjust to what was going on. They were playing one-on-one basketball out there. You got to move the basketball against the zone.
So Harris Williams at the line here for the Digs. And his free throw is up and good. 5 points on the day for him. The Argos leading 10-4 here with 3 minutes gone. Thanks for joining us again here as we make our way through it. 3-point shot, Belich knocks it down. Caleb Belich gets in the books.
I guarantee you Keller didn't like that. That's the guy you got to put more pressure on. They gave him space there.
10-7, the Argos up by 3. Harris Williams backs it to Stevens. Stevens, little switch dribble into the lane, pass out to the wing. 3-point shot is on the way and good from the outside, Kenny Curtis. Curtis strokes it.
He looked like a good coach when it looks this easy.
Montana Tech with it. Pass goes out right side, Decons. Decons, bounce pass to Ure, Michael Ure. Little head fake with the left hand, spins back to his right, steps through, goes up, and is fouled.
There's the guard getting in the way of the bigs. Get out of there. That's a good job. A lot of patience by Ure that time to use that step through.
So Michael Ure will go to the line here from Montana Tech. And we'll see as we get rolling here. So Michael Ure, 2 points so far on the day. And his free throw attempt here is up and good. 3 points on the day from Michael Ure. Let's take a look at his overall numbers. Michael, an 83% free throw shooter on the year. Cam Lawrence will check in for the Digs, as Asa Williams will go to the bench for a moment. Michael Ure's second is good. Ure with 4 points. The Argos lead by 4. 13-9 our score. 3:30 gone here in the ball game. Down the floor, Kenny Curtis. He goes to Olsen. Olsen dribbling to his right, hands it off to Curtis again. Curtis around the screen. Curtis is quick. Back to his left side in the lane. Curtis stops, kicks it out on the edge. Harris Williams. Harris Williams will pop it up front of the rim. No good. Defensive rebound by Dixon. Krishan Dixon and the Digs the other way. Dixon puts on the brakes, lost his footing, able to keep his balance somehow. Cam Lawrence, switch dribble, Cam to the wing, Decon's floater is up and no good. Tips it, no. Michael Ure with another offensive glass and the putback. Michael Ure, 3 offensive rebounds already.
Yeah, you got to keep him off the offensive board. And I'll tell you, I love this point guard matchup.
Yeah. 2-point lead for the Argos, 13-11. Harris Williams gets it off to Stevens. Stevens left side in the corner it goes. Long range 3 is up and good. Kenny Curtis gets another one.
The rotation was late on that. Couldn't get to the shooter.
Kenny Curtis shoots 43% from the 3-point line. Argos up 16-11. Krishan Dixon drifting right, passes up top to Ure. Michael Ure looking left. They had the backdoor cut.
They did.
Ure stops, 8 feet out, looking for help, passes it out to Dixon. Shot clock at 6. Dixon to the wing. Driving in the lane, 3 seconds. Dixon's going to fire for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Ball is knocked out of bounds. Stevens.
Ure is getting great position on the backside offensive boards. If it doesn't get knocked out by the defender, he's got another layup. And I've always said, if you want to lead a team in scoring, go to the offensive boards. That's where it lies.
Larson checks in, also Keely Bake in, and Asa Williams is back in. Belich stays out with Cam Lawrence. 5 minutes gone here in the ball game. The Argos by 5, 16-11. The inbound out to Asa Williams. To Larson, now to Belich. Belich eyed the pass, pulls up the jumper from the elbow, no good. Defensive rebound, Argos. Back the other way comes Curtis. Curtis looking on the interior. Down the right side of the paint, spins. Backdoor cut, nice feed, nice finish by Milner.
Great defense that time by Montana Tech, but the backside wing looked to the ball, and the back door's there every time.
7-point lead for the Argos. And we have a short timeout. We'll keep it here. The Argos leading 18-11 over Montana Tech. Quick numbers here momentarily as Providence shooting 78% from the floor. They're 7 of 9. Montana Tech 4 of 10 from the floor as of right now. Kenny Curtis, a pair of 3-pointers. Davian Harris Williams has 5 points for Providence. On the other side for the Digs, Michael Ure has 6 of their 11.
You know, Providence has really shown up to play today because they are playing defense hard, and they're making Tech work for everything.
5.5 gone in this ball game. The Argos by 7. Keely Bake to Belich. Belich hands it off to Williams. Now back to Bake. 7-point lead for the Argos. Inside to Belich. Belich, he's going to turn and fire from 15, and he gets it. Caleb Belich has 5.
He shoots that fall away, and there's nothing you can do about it.
He's just so good from that range. Harris Williams going to drive into the lane, puts on the brakes at the foul line. He'll fall away and knock it down as well.
Tough guy to guard. He can play. He can shoot the 3. He can take you to the paint.
Keely Bake hands it off to Williams. Asa Williams moving left. Now he's going to take the lane, puts it up with the right hand, off balance, and rolls it in. That's a great take.
Did you notice that, Paul? You see what quickness does for you? Oh. He got there in 2 steps.
I'm so unfamiliar with the idea of quickness. It's not even funny.
That's 2 of us.
Trying to get separation to Stevens. Stevens through the lane. And backdoor cut is Larson diving for it. Great effort by Larson defensively. He just Love the way he plays the game.
That's a great job of taking away the back door that time. They got beat here earlier. Good job by Williams of taking that away.
13:35 left to play here in the first half. The Argos by 5. Fort Digger Athletics, thanks for joining us here on a Saturday. The Digs are home once again on Thursday as they'll be hosting Northern on Thursday, 5 p.m. for the women, 7 p.m. for the men. And after that, they go on the road for a while. I think they have, 3 straight on the road, if memory serves correct, maybe even
12.
12.
I've got to go on some of that, and I'm not wanting to.
You love bus trips. Who you kidding?
I'm not getting on a bus.
You love it.
So I got a vehicle.
The Argos by 5, 20-15. The Argos shooting 80% as they're 8 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 5 from downtown. Montana Tech 6 of 12 from the floor, 33% from the three-point line. The big one that we both came away just shaking our heads from Thursday was how well both teams shot. I mean, Tech and Carroll both over 50% from the floor. I think Carroll ended up at like 65 or 66% from the three-point line.
Yeah, that game came down to some free throw shooting at the end. One of my all-time favorite coaches told me once, why don't you guys just play the last 2 minutes, because that's how every game goes. I said, well, you haven't coached my team, so that isn't true.
After the timeout, Providence will inbound. Yeah, this Providence team creates some issues. They are lightning quick across the board. Stevens looking to bring it in. Stevens lobs it out to Olsen. Olsen goes out to Milner. Eric Milner moving to his left. Milner puts on the brakes. Harris Williams. Williams down to the baseline. Olsen goes up, doesn't get the basket, but he does draw the foul as Larson bodied him up. So Larson will pick up his first personal foul, and that will put Olsen at the line here for Providence. Jake Olsen, 67% free throw shooter.
Providence is having Tech struggle because they're so hot at three-point line. Now they're getting into the paint, and it's leaving the backside open. The post player has to have too many responsibilities once that ball hits the paint.
Second is up and out for Olsen. Argos leading by 6, 21-15 our score. Montana Tech back the other way. Bake to Belich, Lawrence, Asa Williams to the left hand. Step back, he's going to fire the three. It's on its way, back of the rim, high bounce. And just makes contact with the strap. That's the deal, so that will go to Providence. So Providence down the floor. 6-point lead here for the Argos. They are on fire to start this ball game. We'll see if they can hold it. All the way to the baseline, pass taken away, Keeley Bake. Bake, he's going to fire the three. It's up front of the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound, back to the rack. He gets it up and in.
Mr. Basketball IQ, that guy.
That's the deal. Argos by 4. Stevens into the offensive zone. Stevens down the left side of the paint, double team, puts it up, partially blocked. Larson comes out with it. Larson to Bake. Tech down by 4, chance to carve into that here. Larson into the lane, down to the corner to Belich. Belich for 3, short. Defensive rebound, Harris Williams. Outlet down the floor to Olsen. Olsen leans up, good defense by Larson. Tremendous job by Bridger Larson. Pass out to Asa Williams. Williams for 3, no good. Rebound tipped up around the screen. Montana Tech, Keeley Bake. Down to the high posts. Larson's shot is up and good. Bridger Larson knocks down the 2. 2-point lead for the Argos.
Yeah, Argos started off hot, but during the wear and tear of a game, there's a lot of wear down. You get tired, you get a lot of bumping and bruising, and they'll slow down a little bit.
Harris Williams backs out.
Got a mismatch here.
Larson on him. He's going to step right and fire the 3, and he gets another one.
That's called a mismatch.
I'm telling you, there are times this kid is incredible to watch. Asa Williams to the baseline. Shot no good. Whistle and a foul. Nice take from the wing that time by Asa Williams. It's fun watching the transfers kind of growing into their role here in the process.
And this guy's the real deal. He's a good player. It takes time when when you run a system and you bring in new guys. It takes time to adjust to the style of play and what the coach expects. And you got players that think they already know what they're going to do, and if you don't have a coach that's firm enough to say, no, we don't do that here. And if you don't like it, come over here and have some popcorn. You can sit down and have a Coke and popcorn with me because you're not going to play till you do what I ask.
Williams, a 70% free throw shooter, gets his first. Argos lead by 4. His second is up and out, no good. Providence with a rebound. 11:20 left to play here in the first half. Argos by 4. Vining drifting left, switches to the right hand and drives. Vining, nice take to the rack, comes up over the iron, no good. Rebound Michael Ewer, outlet to Asa Williams, back the other way. Four diggers into the offensive zone. Michael Ewer, eyed the three for a minute, steps through, he'll attack the glass, shot no good, tipped out, and Providence basketball.
Both teams missing some bunnies.
Yeah, they both came out so hot quickly, and now we're starting to level off a little bit. Providence still shooting 64%.
Game's not as physical as I thought it would be, and
I agree.
Right now they're going on wear and tear and missing some easy shots.
Nearing the midway point here of the first half. Stevens, he'll get it off there to Norum. Sam Norum at 6'11". Driving into the paint, spinning, bounce pass to Norum. Norum turns, shot blocked. Michael Ewer blocked that shot.
You can't bobble that. It's a great pass, and he bobbled it, and that's going to get your shot blocked.
Keely Bake gets it across, going up, whistle, and a foul as Decons attacks the basket. And Hayden's going to go to the line. So Hayden Decons will go to the stripe and shoot himself a pair. Decons a 68% free throw shooter. Southpaw will step up and shoot a pair. The Argos lead by 4. His first is off the front of the rim, no good.
If Tech has an Achilles heels in some games, it is the free throw line. You got to make those things. They're free. Nobody's guarding you. Take a deep breath and knock it down.
Decons is a player that I feel if somebody was actually in his face guarding him for a free throw, I think his percentage would be higher.
Probably. That's the case of most basketball players. That is the truth.
You're in your own head more of a defender than an actual guy in your face would be.
Well, I know when I played in the 1940s, I liked somebody playing me hard.
Argos lead by 3. Harris Williams fires the 3, no good. Batted around. Decons comes out with a rebound. Outlet down the floor to Keely Bake. Everybody gets back in transition. Lawrence near side. Krishan Dixon through the lane, puts up a nice floater in front of the rim, no good. Defensive rebound by Kaoli. Left wing leaves it for Vining. Sam Vining, pass goes left. Midway point here of the first half. Argos up 24-21. Harris Williams, little dance on the edge, goes through the middle offensive. Great job stepping up, Krishan Dixon.
Coach Keller didn't like the call. Somebody got a tee. Yeah, I knew it was coming. That's a great call. That was a definite charge.
And that was, we had the perfect lane on it.
That's the only reason I made the call.
Yeah, yeah, truly, it was.
In our game tonight, there were things happening on our basket, and Coach Graham said to me, that was a foul. I said, I don't know, they're 94 feet away. I can't see it.
Yeah, there are times our vantage point up here is good, sometimes not so good, and that one was certainly good. So the personal foul, Williams picks up his third, so he gets the foul and the technical, so he has 3 personal fouls. And at the line, Keely Bake. Keely Bake.
He's got to be an 85% shooter, doesn't he, in the ballpark?
Let me check. I think that's about where he's at, truthfully. Bake, 80%.
Well, he made a liar out of me. Take that every day of the week.
Oh. And Montana Tech with the basketball. The Argos leading 24-22. Bake goes 1 of 2 from the line. Dixon into the high post to Michael Ewer. Wide open, back of the rim, no. Rebound tipped, controlled by Milner. Milner, far left wing, Stevens. Stevens fires, no good.
Not a shot I like.
Blocking out, here come the digs the other way. Big collision, Stevens takes the ball away. Stevens, 1 on 3. Bounce pass to the edge. Curtis, floater, up and out. And Decons the other way, 3 on 3. Decons spins in traffic, goes to the glass, shot blocked by Norum. Norum was just waiting for him.
Hit him in the armpit. I'll tell you, 6'11" is tough to battle against.
Cross-court pass to the edge. Now it comes up top to Vining. Vining from downtown, no good. Rebound controlled, now taken away, and taken away again.
Got to take care of the ball when you get aboard.
Ooh. Turned into a game at a high school here for a moment. Up top, driving with the left hand, Michael Ewer. Back to up top, three-point shot is on its way. Won't go for Keely Bake, but he's going to shoot three.
Every coach's nightmare right there. You don't want to foul the three-point shooter.
We always see, it's so strange, it happens so rarely that it always is crazy when you see a Coach Hyatt team be out of control for any span. And Tech was out of control through the last couple possessions.
They were. And, you know, the reality of the game is that's not his style of coaching. But the other team makes you play their game, and that's what you do when you come to the court. You want them to play your game.
Well, and you look at the athleticism that Providence puts on the floor is just insane. I mean, they just get after it. Keely Bake's first is good.
I want my next son to be just like this kid. He's got it all. Great ball handler, great decision maker, great IQ, smart. Just
hold on. So we have it on record saying that you don't think your sons have it all? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, they had their chance. I need a new one.
Keely Bake gets that one down. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm quite the fan of both of your sons, so I just want that out there as all.
I don't know what I'd do with a new baby at the age of 75, soon to be 76.
Yeah, we've got, what, a week?
Something like that.
Bake's third is good. So Keely Bake, now 4 of 5 from the foul line. Montana Tech grabs the lead. Our fourth lead change here in the first half. Diggs up 25-24. Right wing controlling is Stevens. Stevens wants the baseline, steps right, fires, it's on its way, no good. Rebound tipped, Olsen gets it. Olsen passes out to the wing to Vining. Vining in the paint, turns, fires, his shot no good. And the Diggs come down with it. As Decons gets it off to Bake. Bake up top, Michael Ewer. He'll move it around the right side to Williams, back to Ewer. He's going to fire the three, and it rattles out. Vining with a rebound. Tech leading by 1, 25-24 our score. Tech shooting 35% from the floor, Providence at 43, and Stevens strokes one.
Yeah, in this day and age, the way they can do that step back, there's just no answer for it if you got a good shooter.
Decons. Lead change number 5 here in the first half. Asa Williams, great cut, offensive call. As drawing the charge. What are we?
He was on the line.
He was in the arc?
Yep, he was in the arc.
Okay.
Outer official overruled the lower official.
That was,
which is a no-no.
So Milner will pick up the personal as he was inside the halo.
Oh, by the way, see all his assistants up? They told me I had to sit down over here.
I thought I was going to bring that up later. I'm pretty sure I watched the official tell you to sit down.
He did, and I said, I don't like you. And he just smiled at me.
7:33 left to play here in the first half. The outer official over talking to Coach Keller.
Well, Coach Keller's letting them know they're wrong. That baby, Coach. Get after him.
26-25 our score. The Argos up by 1. Thanks for joining us here at Digger Athletics. On the stream, Paul Panisco, John Thatcher. Providence shooting 46% from the floor. Montana Tech at 35%. Tech out rebounding Providence 16-9. As the teams come out, Williams, Larson, Belich, Lawrence, and Krishan Dixon on the floor for the Digs.
These are two evenly matched teams. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's funny how similar they get after it, but they're also different in a lot of ways as well.
They are.
Kind of in their belief structure.
Both these coaches are good at taking away strengths of the other team, forcing them to do other things.
At the foul line, first for Asa Williams, off the front of the rim, no good. Williams 1 of 3 from the free throw line in this ball game. Yeah, he's a 70% free throw shooter.
He's struggling a little bit shooting the basketball today.
Williams second. Well, you can't compare it to Thursday.
Oh, God.
He could have been blindfolded and throwing stuff in the air and it would have fallen through the bottom of the net on Thursday.
When you're a player, you get that feel once in a while. They got to have the ball.
We're tied up 26 all. Providence from way downtown, 3-ball and the foul. Kenny Curtis got his third three-pointer, and he will shoot one. Chance at a 4-point play.
So help me out, Paul. How do you defend that? You don't.
I was just going to say you don't.
Oh, you want him shooting from out there.
So Curtis will shoot one. Chance at a 4-point play. It's up and good. He hasn't missed anything yet today. Providence grabs the lead back, 30-26 over Montana Tech. Digs into the offensive zone. Dixon rolls it into Larson. Larson 10 feet out. Into the key. Back out to Belich. Belich to Asa Williams. They'll readjust. Give and go to Larson. Larson to the wing. Belich is open. Belich fires, gets it.
Took a while, but he got it. That is a great pass. Larson with a tremendous pass from the post.
3-point shot the other way, no good. Defensive rebound, Asa Williams. Montana Tech into the offensive zone. Williams, pass is tipped, goes to the ground. Lawrence picks it up, good hustle. Back up top, Williams. He's going to fire the three. Front of the rim doesn't go. Providence the other way. Providence into the offensive side, Stevens. Stevens wants the baseline. Wraparound pass, now it comes out to the wing. Out to Curtis. Curtis drives, baseline. 6:20 left to play here in the first half. Argos by one. Curtis, step back, fires from 16 and gets another one.
Had a big trying to defend him. No way is that going to happen with a guard that quick.
Kenny Curtis is just on fire right now. He has a dozen. He averages 14 a game, and he sits with 12 currently. Wide open, now shot blocked off the glass, Olsen.
That's a tremendous block. That's an NBA block.
I think Dixon was surprised there wasn't anybody between him and the glass. Pass all the way back out to Curtis. Curtis right side, driving into the lane. Pull up, fire from the right elbow is money for Milner. Milner with 4 points.
Argos are doing a good job of finding the open man.
5-point lead for Providence. They're shooting 50% from the floor right now. Dixon. Inside it goes to Larson. He'll turn. Nice move to the glass. First shot no good. Gets his own rebound to the wing. Belich. Belich fires. Belich gets another one. I might make a suggestion.
Yeah, well, go down and tell him. Coach Keller knows. There's just sometimes you lose the good players.
Get Belly the ball.
And then you pray that they're not going to shoot it well.
5:07 left to play in the first half. Argos by 2. Through the lane, spinning left to Stevens. Stevens turns and fires and gets another one.
Had the back door cut from the backside, wide open also.
That was smooth. Krishan Dixon. Dixon driving into the lane. He'll attack left hand and rolls it in. Great take, Krishan Dixon.
That's the first time the Argos have allowed him to get to the bucket.
Argos by 2. Vining hands it off. Milner back to Vining. Not going to lie, I kind of miss Vining's brother when he was on campus at Tech.
Every Vining can play. I played against their dad up in Great Falls in the City League. Same style of player.
Far left side with it is Curtis. Curtis into the lane. His floater is up and in.
That's a miracle shot. Russian gave him a 10.
Jeez. 14 points for Curtis. He's a little guy, and I'm not saying anything bad about it. Now, Belich is going to fire again, and he's going to shoot 3. But you can tell he has played in the land of giants his whole life because his shot has so much arc on it.
Yes.
There's just no way anybody's going to get up and get a hand on it.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
4:10 left to play here in the first half, and we have a timeout on the floor. The Argos leading the Digs 38-34. Frontier Conference action with Montana Tech Athletics. We're back after this. 4:10 left to play here in the first half. Ordiger basketball here with Ordiger Athletics, Paul Panesco, John Thatcher here. The Argos leading 38-34. They're shooting 54% from the floor. Montana Tech at 38%. Other numbers, Tech with 3 turnovers. And again, much like the Carroll game, it felt like 2 of those came right out of the gates, and then they have done a kind of fallen into their normal, if you will. 1 turnover is all for Providence so far in the first half.
I'm just going to say both teams are doing a real good job of taking care of the basketball.
Belich, first of 3, money. So Belich has a dozen right now. He's the leading scorer for Montana Tech. It's 17 a game. His second is on the way and good.
So they're 5 for 5 on fouls outside of the 3-point line. That's not good news for Providence.
Belly's third is money. 14 points for Belich. Tech is 12 of 15 from the free throw line already here in the first half. Kenny Curtis across the timeline moves it out to Stevens. Stevens met by Lawrence.
That's a travel. He missed it.
So Lawrence going to be called with a foul. Team foul number 4 is all on the Digs. 4 team fouls through 16 minutes. I believe both teams actually, Tech and Providence in the women's game, both had 4 fouls before we got out of warm-ups.
Oh, I know we did. I was talking to myself.
There were so many fouls in the women's game. Hello.
It was a physical game. Girls play physical too.
More so than the men, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In most scenarios.
They're meaner than
yeah, heck yeah.
Don't tell anybody I said that.
Driving, KO to the basket. Shot no good. Gets his own rebound. He's tied up. And I believe possession arrow will go to Providence. Decon's tied him up. So Providence will bring it in one more time here. 3:50 left to play in the first half. Argos spread them out. The inbound to Olsen. Olsen. Now it comes into the hands of Stevens. Stevens pops to the foul line, moves it out on the wing to Curtis. Curtis baseline spins. Lost the ball there for a moment to Stevens. Stevens jump stop to the wing. 3-point shot is on its way, no good. Rebound taken by Stevens. And he'll go reverse off the glass and gets it.
The kid's played somewhere before because he knows what this is all about.
Did a great job towing the baseline and not going out of bounds. Argos by 3. Michael Ewer to Keely Bake. Bake,
bingo.
Front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Stevens, and Stevens will slow him down. So Stevens brings him across the timeline. 3-point lead for the Argos. We'll get you the scores from the other men game as we continue. 3 shot, no good. Olsen with a huge rebound in traffic. He'll go back up, no good. It goes out of bounds. Now saved. Tech basketball. Down the floor, Williams. Williams, far wing, inside to Ewer, across to Belich. Belich spins, double team to the wing. Out to Williams. Williams fires, gets it. Great ball movement.
That is outstanding ball movement.
Asa Williams has 7, and we're tied at 40, our 5th tie of the first half. Stevens across midcourt. Out on the left wing, Decons is on him. He'll step back and fire. Shot no good, rebound tips. And Providence able to hold on to it. Now stolen away, Asa Williams. Outlet to Decons. Belich. He's going to fire the 3. Front of the rim, doesn't go. Takes an odd bounce to Michael Ewer, and Ewer with a putback.
Good job of running the floor by Ewer. He got there.
Montana Tech leading 42-40. Providence back into the offensive zone. Around a screen, Curtis. He'll hand it off to Olsen. Olsen attacks. His shot no good. Belich with a rebound. Belich hauls it in, his first rebound of the day. Keely Bake across midcourt. Bake around a screen on the left wing. Comes up top to Michael Ewer. Ewer fires the 3 and knocks it down. Montana Tech getting hot.
He can have that shot all game long. If they need that for the last second shot, their post cannot come out and guard.
5-point lead for the Digs. Providence gets in the offensive zone and calls a timeout. So the Digs leading 45-40. A short timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Let me see if I can track us down some scores here. The Digs up by 5 over Providence. The other games in the Frontier Conference, Northern leading Western at the Armory 33-32. That one's at the half. And Carroll up over Rocky 33-15. And that one's at half. Rockies men put up 15 points in the first half.
Well, I understand that. We put up 16 in our half, so I get it. But it's basketball. Go make your adjustments and come out and do the things you got to do, and you'll get back in it. But sometimes, and what I struggle with is they're at home.
Yeah.
And usually that's where the other team struggles.
Well, especially with the energy with the Rocky women knocking off Carroll. I mean, that's going to play a factor.
Plus, Carroll's without, in my estimation, their best player.
There's no way Hillman's playing, in my opinion, right?
No, he hurt that knee again. He may be done.
That's not good news.
No, it isn't.
He's a great player. Providence with the basketball. They feed it into the high post to Norham. Norham, his entry pass is tipped. And we're going to get a whistle on a foul. That one's going to go against Decons.
I'd like to coach a 6'11" kid. 6'11" is 6'11" when you're tired. Let me help you out here.
I'm only 3.5 feet removed from 6'11".
Yeah.
Pass tipped. Decons gets the save, throws it down courts. Asa Williams tips it. It goes out of bounds. It will be Providence basketball. Good effort by both Decons and Asa Williams hustling down the floor. 1:14 left to play here in this first half. The Digs up 45-40. Drifting left, Curtis. Curtis way outside the arc. He's going to fire the deep ball, and he gets another one.
There again, a big trying to guard, this quick guard on the outside is tough to do. If he closes out on him, he's going to blow right by him.
17 points for him. Belich goes down hard after he rolls it in. Belich, he has 16 points here in the first half. The Digs by 4. Curtis drifts down to the corner. He's going to fire the three, no good. Defensive rebound, Belich.
I don't like that shot.
35 seconds remaining here in the first half. About a 10-second differential between game and shot clock. And the Digs slowly into the offensive zone. Asa Williams out near midcourt, controlling.
10-second mark.
There's about 8-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Keely Bate goes in motion. Shot clock down to 5. Asa Williams, double screen, ball came out, gets knocked into the backcourt. He picks it up, shot clock violation.
That's what happens when you take too long to get into it. That guard stands out there and dribbles. Didn't give themselves enough time to set up a play.
4-point lead for the Digs, 47-43, 7 seconds remaining here in the first half. Providence limbound at midcourt. Vining has Curtis in the backcourt. Stevens, bottom left corner. Bottom right corner is Milner. Remember, Harris Williams on the bench with 3 personals. Underneath, they get it to the big man. Shot blocked by Larson, and that's going to do it for the first half.
There's why you talk weight room. Bulk up and just dunk him and the ball, and great play by Larson.
We have 20 minutes in the books. Montana Tech leads by 4, 47-43. Frontier Conference basketball here with Montana Tech Athletics. We'll take a break. We'll give you the numbers and more right after this. welcome back here once again with Montana Tech Athletics. Paul Panisco, the lovely and talented John Thatcher. JT, that was a great first half.
Yeah, these are two evenly matched teams. Both can shoot the ball. Coach Keller, I'm assuming, is in there because Bellich got away a few times, knocked some threes down, got fouled on a three-point play. I don't know how many points he has, but he's got a few.
16.
They're going to talk about that.
Yeah. Yep, certainly. And on the other side of things, if you're Coach Hyatt, we've got to know where number 2 is at all times. Kenny Curtis in that first half was absolute money. 17 points. He had 4 3-pointers. He was fouled in one of them, got the free throw as well. Kenny Curtis was in the zone in a big way in the first 20 minutes.
He was. You know, most people recognize the game as being the ball being passed, the ball being dribbled, but the reality is matchup are extremely important in this game. When you saw Tech come out twice to the perimeter to guard that little quick guard from the Argos, he knocked down 2 threes because they could not. He can't come out because he's going to blow right by you and make things happen.
Yeah. Well, let's run through the individual numbers. We'll go from there. We'll start things off for Providence. As we mentioned, Kenny Curtis right now with 17 points. He has 4 3-pointers. He has a pair of field goals inside the arc as well, 1 of 1 from the foul line. Also in double digits already is Davian Harris-Williams. He has 10 points, but he sat out a lot of the first half because of foul trouble. He got the foul, then he got the technical, and he had a foul going into it. So he had 3 personal fouls real quick, and we did not see him in that first half late. 10 points for Harris-Williams. Marcus Stevens with 7 points, all those coming in the back 10 minutes of the first half. Milner has 4, Vining has 3, and Jake Olson has 3 points for the Providence Argos. On the other side for Montana Tech, leading scorer is Caleb Bellich, 16 points for Bellich, and really a great second 10 minutes, if you will. He had 5 points in the first 10 minutes. In the back half of that first half, he had a pair of 3-pointers, 3 of 3 from the foul line, and 1 field goal going to the basket. 16 points for Bellich. Michael Ure has 11 right now. He's coming off a quiet game against Carroll College, and he made his presence felt real early in this ball game, and he has been a big factor thus far.
Yeah, and he's got a better matchup. He doesn't have a power center in there guarding him. And for whatever reason, Providence is not coming out and guarding him on the three-point line, and they've got to do that.
I would assume that might change in the next 20 minutes.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Asa Williams has 7 points right now for the Digs. He's 2 of 4 from the foul line. He has 1 3-pointer as well. Krishan Dixon, a layup for 2. Hayden Decons has 3 points. He has a field goal, 1 of 2 from the foul line. And Bridger Larson has a basket for 2 points for Montana Tech. Team numbers, Rocky, excuse me.
Rocky Erickson.
Yeah, no thank you. The other side, Providence here, team number-wise, 45% from the floor. They're shooting 40% from the three-point line. Montana Tech, 43% from the floor and 31% from the deep ball thus far. Turnovers, real low. Providence with 3, Montana Tech with 4 so far in this ball game. And the rebounding edge still slightly in favor of Montana Tech. The Digs with 22 rebounds total, 6 of those offensive. Providence with 16 rebounds, 5 of those offensive rebounds for Providence here in the first 20 minutes. An incredibly entertaining first half. What do you expect differently as we get into the next 20 minutes?
We're not going to see much change in the phase of the game. They're going to have to talk about defense in this locker room talk. They have to get correct matchups. They've got to pressure outside. So, Tech does. So they don't give up that easy 3. And the threes that Providence has gotten, other than one shot, which was from Detroit, Michigan, they have done they have been allowed to get open to shoot that. You got to make the guards put the ball to the floor and not allow them to have that 3.
The other games in the Frontier Conference, both are already underway in the second half. The game in Havre at the Armory, Western leading Northern 42-37. That one's about 5 minutes gone in the second half. And just underway in the second half, Carroll College leading Rocky Mountain College 38-15. I was in correspondence with the guys over there, and Rocky shot 23% from the field and 1 for 12 from the arc in the first 20 minutes. And they're not doing a whole lot better to start the second half. They still only have 15 points in the books, and they're a couple minutes into that second half.
Yeah, and if you're a college player, coach, or fan even, you see a team, a men's team especially, only scored 15 points at halftime. Everything's going wrong. Everything. Turnovers, bad shooting, free throws, it's all going haywire on you.
And the worst part, I just thought about it as well, and I was going to bring it up earlier. It's Coach Drykosen's birthday.
What was it?
Yeah, that is not a good birthday present right now.
Birthday right now.
Holy moly! Sorry, Draco, but happy birthday anyway. The Digs leading 47-43. Frontier Conference action here on a Saturday with Ordiger Athletics. We'll take a break. Your second half is coming up. Okay, welcome back here once again. Frontier Conference basketball with Montana Tech Athletics. Paul Padisco, John Thatcher as we get ready for the start of the second half. Montana Tech leading 47-43. We had, let's see here, 8 lead changes. We were tied 5 times in that first half. Both teams went on some really nice kind of runs, if you will, at different times. What were some of the things that kind of jumped off the page in that first half of you, brother?
Well, the adjustments that Providence has to make, they've got to help out with Belich. You can't let him get free as much as he did in that half. And then they're not going out and guarding him, and he's already made him pay a price a couple times on threes. Those are the 2 people that are really getting the job done for Montana Tech here tonight. On the other side, Montana Tech has got to do this. They've got to go out and guard the 3-point line. You can't back off. You got to probably get better help defensively on penetration. So they got to make some. We'll see what adjustments. I'll figure it out in a hurry.
You know, it's interesting. It feels like we've seen kind of nice little runs out of both teams, but we really haven't seen much in the way of leads. The largest lead for Providence was 7 points. That came at about the 6-minute mark of the first half. Montana Tech led by 5 at 1 point, and that's it. I mean, that's the largest lead we have seen. Montana Tech controlling into Belich. They go off his fingertips out of bounds. Providence ball.
Tough pass to handle.
Belly talking to the official.
One of the things I dictate as a post coach, throw a bullet in there. Catch it with 2 hands and dunk it. Catch it in 2 hands and score off the glass. That was too soft.
Providence back the other way. Harris Williams on the floor. Pocket picked by Michael Ure. Ure spins. He goes up left hand looking for the foul, and he does get the whistle late.
As he should have.
So Michael Ure will go to the line after getting a big steal, and now a technical. Stevens is going to get a technical.
Well, I got a rule. Shut your mouth, it's called.
That's their second technical here.
That's a great play by Ure. Anytime you can get your big to come out and make plays like that, that really is an advantage for your team.
And Belich will go to the line and shoot free throws here. So Stevens picks up a technical. That is his 3rd personal. So he has 3. Harris Williams has 3 also with a technical. Belly gets the first one down. He has 17 points. And his second is money. 18 points for Caleb Belich. He averages 17 a game. Montana Tech leads by 6. That is now the Dig's biggest lead of the ball game.
Technical and 2 shots. That's a big play.
And Michael Ure will step up to the line here. His first is on its way. Back of the rim. Hops up and hops through. 12 points for Michael Ure.
The good Lord was on his side on that one.
And it was. So Ure sets for his second and knocks that one through. 13 points for Michael Ure.
That's not good. No time on the clock and 4 points scored. No movement.
Providence Vining through the lane, puts on the brakes, comes up top. Curtis spins. Dixon is on him defensively. Puts on the brakes. Pass comes up top to Vining. Vining around a screen, spins, attacks the basket with the underhand and gets it.
That is a tough basketball move. Nicely done.
5 points on the day for Sam Vining. Diggs lead by 6. Belich. Double team comes to him. Michael Ure wide open. He'll fire. Back of the rim. Doesn't go. Harris Williams with a rebound. Outlet down the right side. Vining, good defensive pressure by Belich across the baseline and a travel call.
Yeah, you don't get 3 steps.
Milner called to the walk.
He didn't like the call, but it was, I wouldn't have liked it if they wouldn't have called it.
6-point lead for the Digs. And Dixon will bring her down the floor. So both teams came out at about 110 miles an hour in the first half, far more under control, if you will, here in the second half.
Yeah, you give players that talk at halftime, too.
Yeah.
Get under control. Play smart.
And at the line will be Krishan Dixon, the personal foul charge to Jake Olson, his first personal.
That's one of the things that Montana Tech's coach does. His kids are always under control, and that's really big for great teams. In close games, you got to maintain your composure.
Well, and like I said, that's why it really stood out in the first half when Tech was out of control for a couple possessions, because you just don't see it.
The lead is 6 points, and they have gotten 5 points off of technicals.
There you go. Up top with it is Curtis. Curtis In the key, down the right side of the paint, puts on the brakes, feeds it through the side. And Milner goes to the rack, and he is fouled.
Ure got him. He was in the air.
So Milne will go to the line here.
I think Ure took one to the face.
Yeah, he's hurting down.
Non-contact sport.
Milner will go to the line here for Providence. Ooh, maybe it wasn't the face. Maybe he would have preferred one to the face.
Makes sense.
So that will put Eric Milner at the line. Milner with 4 points so far on the day for Providence. Right-handed shot first is up and good. He averages 13 a game. He sits at 5 right now. Milner, one of the players that has been with them through the 16 games this year. His second is no good. So the numbers are a little bit hard to decipher a little bit, like I say, with the fact that they have several guys just back that are only playing their 4th game here tonight. Through the middle, Decons puts on the brakes in the high post, backs it out. Asa Williams. Williams, he's going to fire. Deep ball. 3 is up and in. Asa Williams, he has 10 points.
Struggled early, but he's picked it up here.
8-point lead for the Digs. Travel call?
I have no idea. He didn't give a signal.
Yeah.
Maybe when he stepped back, he stepped out of bounds. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah, turnover either way. He was pointing at his lead foot, so I'm guessing it was a travel call. And
didn't look like travel. He didn't give a travel signal either.
Yeah, nothing there. So an 8-point lead here for the Digs. They get the ball back. Asa Williams up top. Harris Williams defensively there. Michael Ure back to Williams. Asa from downtown. That one's going to be short. Defensive rebound pulled in. And Kyle to Harris Williams. Harris Williams to Vining. He's going to square up and fire. Vining drains it. Hello. In case you missed the memo, those Vining guys can shoot the ball too.
Always could.
5-point lead for the Digs. Step through, Creeshon Dixon to the wing. Asa Williams, Michael Ure, 3-pointer, good.
Well, they didn't make that adjustment at halftime. You got to go out and guard him, make him put the ball to the floor. He's not really that quick to get to the bucket.
16 points for Michael Ure. Ure shoots 43% from the 3-point line. Nice entry inside to Olsen, and Olsen will lay it in gently.
Absolutely great penetration.
Digs by 6. Dixon. Dixon drives out to Decons. Decons fighting through. Ball gets stripped away. Out to Belich. He's going to pop and hit it. Caleb Belich hits another one. 21 points for Caleb Belich. That is his 4th 3-pointer.
You can chew everybody's rear end out over that shot, but the reality is when the ball was stripped, it's open play. There's no way anybody can get there to guard him.
Belich with 21 points. He's 6 of 10 from the floor, 4 of 6 from downtown, and he is the leading scorer on the floor. Montana Tech goes up by 9, their biggest lead of the contest. With a timeout on the floor, we'll take one. We're back here to the Hyper after this. Hey, welcome back here once again to the Great Western Hyper Orediger basketball with Orediger Athletics. The Digs leading the Argos 60-51. As Montana Tech shooting 60% here in the second half, 45% for the game. Rocky hasn't missed a shot yet here in the second half, but they only have attempted 3.
Rocky?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep doing that, don't I? Providence.
Well, you got Rocky.
Where's my Rocky fascination?
It happens to human beings once in a while.
Man.
Oh, you're not a human being.
Providence with the basketball. Thank you for correcting. 3-point shot, Curtis, no. Rebound tipped, Decons, but taken by Providence, now tied up. Possession arrow, Providence. Again, Decon showing those springs.
The kid is, I call them garbage players. You love to have them on your team. They make things happen.
Providence, Harris Williams looking to inbound. Comes into Vining. Back out, Harris Williams. Puts on the brakes. Steps back. He's going to fire from deep, and he gets it. Harris Williams has 13.
Not a player on earth can do anything about that. That's a heck of a shot.
Montana Tech quickly the other way. Dixon to the wing. Down to the deep corner he goes to Williams. Asa Williams shot blocked. It looked like he got hammered. Belich spins to his left, and now we'll get a whistle and a foul.
That's a great mismatch. There's no way that guard can match up with Belich, 6'7". I don't know, guard's probably 6'1", 6 foot. Belich read that. He gets it. He understands the game.
Yep. 4 minutes gone here in the second half. Belich will go to the line. He has 21 points. Belich, 77% free throw shooter, gets his first through. He hasn't missed yet tonight. He's 6 of 6. And I'll apologize in advance.
I'm already thinking it.
22 points on the day for Caleb Belich. This one's off the front. I should sell my services. That's awful.
Yeah, you should.
Anytime I bring it up, they miss. Curtis into the offensive zone. Jump stop. Spins it up top to Olsen. Olsen to Vining around the screen. Vining, step back, fire on the arc. No good. Rebound in traffic. As coming out with it is going to be Keely Bake. Bake stops at the left elbow to Belich. Belich, ball fake. Belich with a right hand. Attacks, kicks it in the corner. Lawrence. Across court. Keely Bake steps through. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence is going to fire. Back of the iron. Doesn't go. Rebound Vining. 7-point lead for the Digs. As the Argos come into the offensive zone, we're going to get a whistle and a stoppage.
You know, basketball players beat each other up the whole game, and then you get a little ticky-tack call like that, barely touch them. It's like maybe that ref hasn't blown a whistle here tonight.
Like you look at how physical that last possession was down here.
Yes, and you're looking for a foul down here, and then you get that.
There's that football drill where they give the guy the big pads and they have the running back run through and everybody blasts him. That's what felt like Keely Bake across the baseline that last time.
I always used to look at him and say, oh, was it your turn to blow a whistle or what? Because that's a terrible.
Harris Williams. And Lawrence was out there. The shot doesn't go, but he will shoot 3. We're on the far side of the floor from that, but it didn't look like there was a whole lot of contact there.
No.
Harris Williams will shoot 3. He's 1 of 1 from the foul line tonight.
One thing Tech has done is extend to the three-point line, and you can't foul. That's just a no-no.
61-54 our score. The Digs up over the Argos. About 5 minutes gone here in the second half. They'll clean the floor up, and then we'll shoot some free throws. So Harris Williams takes a breath. First one is on its way. Rattles out, no good.
Too close to the basket.
Feels that way.
He needs to be at 30 feet.
Harris Williams is a 73% free throw shooter. He has 13 points here today, averaging 21 a game. Again, only 3 games in the books thus far. His second is up and out, no good. So Harris Williams will get the ball for attempt number 3. It's on its way and good. So he gets 1 of 3. He has 14 points today. The Digs lead by 6. 61-55 our score. Montana Tech with the basketball. Larson, right wing to Lawrence. Lawrence with the right hand goes down toward the baseline. Stops up to Larson. Now to Belich. Belich, top of the horn. Down the right side of the key in the corner. Lawrence going to fire again. Gets this one. Didn't get his first attempt there, but this time he squares up and knocks it down.
That was all created by Belich. Actually, 3 guys dropped in the paint to help, left him wide open.
9-point lead for the Digs. Curtis, backdoor cut, lost. Belich comes out with it.
Great defense.
Turnover number 7 for the Argos here tonight. Belich cuts through the double team, pulls up from 8, gets the floater in. Caleb Belich has 24 points. Belich is rolling right now. Caleb Belich with 24 points. And the Digs up 66-55. I'm going to see if I can go take a peek here. Belich, his game high this year was against Keanu University. This past week he had 25 against them. He sits at 24 right now.
Well, he's going to get that.
Certainly looks like that's the case. Let's see if I can get anything more here. Looks like that's not the case. So again, 24 points right now for Caleb Belich. I would love to be able to. I'm going to whine about the new stats that the NAIA uses as opposed to the old DAC stats. It's so much easier to. This is me being an old man.
No, this is
right
you
now.
Being you, and you like stats.
I do. I love stats.
I care less about stats.
I would love to be able to go back and tell you what his career high has been at Montana Tech from last year. And
oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. That makes sense.
Let me see if I can.
We'll have to get Tech to run us off a sheet that shows all that.
And I should be prepared and have that too. Darn it.
Go ahead. I'm not.
You know me better than that. All right. I'm gonna tell you before we're done here. So the inbound comes to Providence. Providence, Kenny Curtis. Curtis will bring it across the timeline, moving to his right. Curtis with the left hand through the lane, stops, kicks it out on the edge. Vining from downtown. That one goes long. Rebound, out of bounds. Tech ball.
Good call.
So Tech basketball leading by 11. That's the biggest lead we have seen by either team tonight. Ooh, I'm almost there. So the 25 points against Keanu is actually Belich's second highest. He scored 28 last year against Rocky and Billings. So he's fast approaching his high watermark in his career.
With this much time on the clock, he's going to he might get 30-some tonight.
And I wish my tiny brain could operate in a realm where I don't need to know that, but I needed to know that in the moment.
I knew you did. I don't need to know. I don't care.
Diggs by 11. 13:48 left to play in the ball game.
It's all about the team.
I was saying, no, but you love to see me squirm when I start thinking about that stuff.
I'm used to it.
Harris Williams, great pass to Olsen, and Olsen jams it home with two hands.
That is a great pass. I think he got fouled on that to boot.
I'm with you on that, truthfully. 9-point lead. Keeley Bake has his pocket picked, and now a late whistle and a foul. That one's going to go on Curtis. Yowza.
Careful, son. You're going to get another one. You get two, you go sit.
Curtis, two personal fouls. Montana Tech will inbound. Almost over and back. Larson dribbling left, hands it off. Up top, it comes to Keeley Bake. Bake. Left elbow stops. Curtis takes the ball away from him. He'll outlet it down the floor to Harris Williams. Williams with the left hand, no good. Rebound, tipped out, no good. As Stevens comes down with it, he will be fouled.
Hey, Stevens got up around the rim there.
Boy, that he did.
Board. Yeah, that's a big-time rebound.
He got some serious spring in that one. Personal foul, going to be charged to Montana Tech, Cam Lawrence. That is his third, I do believe. Keeley Bake will check out. Back in is going to be Krishan Dixon, the inbound to Stevens. Stevens kind of quiet in this ball game. He has 7 points. He'll step back and fire the three. It's on its way, no good.
Yeah,
Krishan Dixon will
Tech is
rebound.
doing a good job of getting out on the three-point line. They're not letting them have good looks like they did in the first half.
Providence 8 of 20 from the three-point line. Belich puts it up short. Defensive rebound by Curtis. Curtis back the other way. Curtis 2 on 5. Now he'll drift to the left corner, out to the wing. Krishan Dixon on the baseline defense, double team now, cross court in the corner. That one goes to Currington. Currington for three, no good. Right into the waiting hands of Decons, and we'll go back the other way. Decons off to Dixon. 7.5 gone here in the second half. Dixon steps back out on the left wing. To Lawrence. Lawrence right side. Decons. Decons attacks. Slams it home with two hands.
No rotation. Took that. That's a great play by Decons.
An 11-point lead for the Digs. Pull up Jay from the foul line, no good. Nice rebound the other way by Belich. Belich with 4 rebounds today. Lawrence steps through, ball knocked out. And Olsen calling for, he wants a sub.
Yeah, he does. He's been playing hard. He's running the floor. You know, when the bigs run the floor, they get tired a lot faster. But he has. I've been watching him. He really is working. He says, "Coach, water, breath."
He's going to get a sub in for him.
Ellis,
There is very little that I find funnier than when, like, a post player wants to come out and the coach doesn't want him out.
Oh, I've done that one a million times. Now you're fine. Take a deep breath.
And you watch the coach avoiding eye contact and not talking to him, and it's amazing. Decons to Larson. Larson with a right hand gets it.
That is great team basketball. That is tremendous passing.
Bridger Larson, 4 points. The Digs up 70-57. Harris Williams brings him into the offensive zone, far left wing. Double team, looked at pick and roll. Instead, he goes right side to Curtis. Curtis, step back, fires, top of the key, gets it. Come on, Kenny Curtis.
That step back is a weapon.
And he has such a quick release, too. His toolkit is full. Harris Williams going to pick up the personal. I have him for 4. So Harris Williams picks up his 4th personal foul. That'll bring Vining out.
That's a big loss to have him out of here. He's a real threat from inside out.
Well, and he plays with such passion, and that got him in trouble with the first tee. And honestly, I was kind of worried about him. He was unhappy he picked up that foul, and you're kind of going, watch yourself, man. You don't want to foul out of this thing. Michael Ure from downtown, wide left, no good. Huge rebound, Kenny Curtis. Curtis back the other way. Everybody in transition, good. Curtis to the baseline, triple teamed, lobs it into Norm, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, this kid, Norm just has to get in the weight room, and I'll tell you what, he'll be a physical force down there.
I have to look where he's from here. I feel like we've seen him out of Helena High School.
Really?
Yep. Baseline, bounce pass goes out on the edge, and an offensive. And I believe, did Norm get it?
I think he did, yep.
So Norm gets it. We talked about it last night. I think the Argos, let me look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Montana guys on the Argo men's program.
That's good to see.
That's a good number.
Means we can play some basketball here.
As we talked about last night, Tech has 12 guys on their roster from Montana. Camden Lawrence spins it on the interior to Michael Ure. Ure double teamed. Ure cuts through. 3-second call.
Yep.
Good call by the official. Certainly the right call.
In floor recognition, he had the shooter out on the wing all by himself, Williams.
10:45 left to play in the ball game. Montana Tech by 10. Vining, good head fake, drives, puts on the brakes, whistle, and a foul.
Another ticky-tack foul.
And that's going to go on Dixon. Krishan Dixon, his first personal foul, team foul number 6. So we're going to see some free throws as this one continues. The next one against the Digs will put Providence into the 1-and-1. Vining spins to his left. Fall-away jumper is money. Vining with 10 points. Tech leads by 8. Montana Tech, Krishan Dixon. Right elbow, he's going to fire the jumper and knocks that one down easily. 5 points for Dixon. Montana Tech back up by 10. Driving, Currington. Actually, not Currington, it's Stevens, my apologies. Stevens makes the move, draws the foul. Marcus Stevens, 7 points on the day. Providence on the day is 5 of 9 from the free throw line. Stevens has yet to shoot a free throw. And Stevens, a 91% free throw shooter again in 3 games. His first year is good.
My buddy Coach Keller over there refereeing again. He's still talking.
Say far be it from him.
Something he didn't like.
Can you ever imagine that a scenario where he wasn't up and just going at all times?
Oh, absolutely not. No coach on earth.
No. Second by Stevens is good. 9 points on the day for Stevens. I miss our old perch at Western where we used to be up in the window, and especially when Keller was there and he was directly below us.
Yes.
Like listening to him go was just, it was an art form. Krishan Dixon driving, floating to the basket, up no good. Offensive rebound, Michael Ure in the putback.
Great job of going to the offensive boards by Tech.
Michael Ura stacking up some offensive rebounds here today. Tech out rebounding Providence by 5, 29-24 total. Bounce pass underneath, spinning down, comes all the way back out top, Currington. Stevens again, Stevens back out on the edge. Stevens moving left, Tech leading by 10. Stevens drives, feeds it, travel call. Called with the travel before he's able to pass that ball away. Tech leading by 10. Providence, Tech both with 8 turnovers. Providence shooting 45% for the game, Tech at 47%. And the pace of this is down where Montana Tech wants it.
Yeah, both teams are, Tech is really running their stuff right now.
Lob it into Belic. Belic, baseline, he's going to turn and fire, and Belly gets another one. 26 points for Belic. That's his season high thus far. Right side, Curtis stops and pops, no good. Rebound tipped out to Vining. Nice hustle on the interior, 3-point shot again, no good. Michael Ure grabs the rebound.
Yeah, I didn't like either one of those shots. They're down by 12. You got to get a bucket.
Krishan Dixon across to Ure. Beautiful head fake. Brings the defender way off his feet. They wave the shot.
1-1.
So Michael Ure will go to the line and shoot the 1-1.
Yeah, that's a feel thing. You make your head fake, then you get a feel for what the defender's doing, and that's when he should have gone right back up with it, but he waited till he come down on top of him. You got to go when they're coming down.
Ure at the foul line. He's 4 of 4 from the stripe today. Shooting the 1-1 here. We'll get you score updates in a moment. Front half of the bonus is good. 19 points for Michael Ure. Just about finished. Western looks like they're going to take down Northern in the Armory 70-63. Just a couple seconds left in that one. And Carroll all over Rocky 78-52. That one in Billings.
This conference, when you're down 20 plus at halftime, you've got your work cut out for you. You don't see those come back. Women's basketball is a little different. You got a shot if you're a good pressing team.
Western's men lost at home on Thursday. They get a little revenge and get a win on the road in the Armory. Curtis drifting right, cross-court pass to Vining. Vining spins in traffic, pass out on the far left wing now to Huel. And we'll get a whistle and a stoppage here. 78-64 the Digs with a 14-point lead, the biggest lead of the night. Let's see what we have here. So at the foul line, Drayton Keogh. Front half of the bonus is up and good.
Might shoot a few free throws before this is over with as much time as there is on the clock.
Yeah, both teams in the bonus here. That's Providence's first points here in about 3.5 minutes. Second is good.
Yeah, Tech is clearly running their stuff and looking for some good-looking shots. They're being real patient this half.
Belic. Dixon back to Belic. Belic eyed the three for a moment. Around a screen, kicks it down in the corner. Asa Williams, 3 ball is short. Offensive rebound, Larson, back to Williams. Step through, Asa Williams, floater to the glass, no good. Defensive rebound by Providence. Back the other way. And losing the ball there for a moment was Milner. All the way around the horn, 3-point shot is up, 3-point shot is good for Keogh.
Excellent ball movement by Providence that time. Knew who the open guy was.
9-point lead for the Digs, 78-69. Montana Tech decons into the high post to Belic. Belic Vining on him defensively. In trouble, gets it inside to Larson, and Larson will finish.
Yeah, Belic attracted 2 or 3 players that time, left Larson all alone.
Down the floor, Curtis. Curtis drifting right, leaves it off. 7:12 left to play here in the ball game. Keogh with the left hand, bounce pass goes out on the edge to Milner. Milner with the right hand through the key. Brings his defender up, turns, fires no good. Rebound goes to the ground, battled for, and Providence comes away with it. As picking it up is going to be Olsen. Shot clock at 15 from way downtown. Curtis gets another one. Curtis has 23 points. And the Digs lead by 8, 80-72 our score, with 6:47 left to play here in this one.
Yeah, there isn't anybody in America going to defend a shot that deep. You're hoping they shoot it. It's about a 5 to 10% shot, and he knocked it down.
So again, thanks for joining us here with Ordiger Athletics. The Digs leading 80-72 with a timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one. We're back here right after this. We get the horn, and we are ready to get back into action here. 6:47 left to play here in the ball game. Montana Tech leading 80-72. They have been up by as much as 14 here in this ball game.
Big possession here. Providence has to get a stop going into a 1-3-1 zone.
Montana Tech, Belich here on the near side up to Keely Bake. Left side, Asa Williams. Williams back around the horn. Decons. Three-point shot, Keely Bake, back of the rim, rolls in somehow.
That's a big-time shot.
Keely Bake with 9 points, Montana Tech by 11. Coast to coast, shot high off the glass, no good. Larson with a rebound to Keely Bake. Bake back into the offensive side. Larson here on the near wing. As Belich around a screen. Belich in the corner. Decons eyed the three instead. He'll take baseline. He gets hammered.
He did get hammered.
No whistle, and the ball goes to the Argos.
Definitely got fouled.
So the Argos will inbound here. An 11-point lead for the Digs, 83-72. As Harris Williams drives through the lane, ball came out. Ooh.
Somebody got him going up.
So Harris Williams will step up and shoot a pair here for the Argos. 5:58 left to play here in the ball game. Harris Williams, 14 points on the night. His first free throw attempt here is up and out, no good. He's 2 of 5 from the free throw line.
He's struggling from the free throw line. He's not finishing.
So they'll stack it up and get ready for a second attempt. Under 6 minutes left to play here in the ball game. The Digs by 11. Second attempt is up and out, no good. And Tech back the other way, leading by 11. Keely Bake, pass goes left, Asa Williams, Williams to Belich. Belich just inside the arc. Double team, they run into one another. Belich, great pass underneath to Williams, shot blocked by Olsen. Asa Williams, three-point shot is up and good. Asa Williams strokes it. He has 13, Tech is back up by 14, matching their biggest lead of the day.
Yeah, that was two trips down the floor that Providence had to get a stop. They were within 8, and all of a sudden they bring the lead right back to it.
Our other two conference games are done. Western beat Northern in Havre 73-65. And Carroll College all over Rocky in Billings 78-52.
College, that really surprises me, losing their best player.
Let's see, I'm going to go look at the box score. We'll see who stepped up there. Let's see, point-wise, Andrew Cook had 16, Temple with a dozen, Isaiah Moore off the bench had 12, and Pedra off the bench with 10 for the Saints.
So the bench was the name of the game tonight.
Yep. It looks like Braden Cook, the freshman, ended with 9. Let's see here, Rocky shot 35% from the game, 14% from the three-point line, where Carroll, again, 51% from the floor, 50% from the three-point line, much like we saw out of him here on Thursday.
Those are great figures.
So big win for them as Carroll knocks off Rocky in Billings, and Western goes on the road and beats Northern in the Armory. Montana Tech leading at home, 86-72.
Frontier Conference play at its finest.
That's it. So they'll try and get the inbound here. Tech coming with full court pressure. 5:31 left to play in the contest. Stevens to Milner, back to Stevens. Tech by 14. Stevens around a high screen. Left hand through the lane. Shot is up off the glass and in. Boy, he held on to it as long as he could.
That's because it was going to get blocked. That's great body control.
Asa Williams was all over him defensively. Couldn't have been any better. Tech up by a dozen. Pick and roll is tipped and taken by Olsen. Olsen going the other way. Ball stripped away. Whistle and a foul on Williams. So Williams will pick up the personal, his third, and that will put Larson at the line. Jake Larson, 1 of 2 from the stripe here tonight.
It goes to show you what, out of a timeout, how play changes a lot of times after a timeout, and it's gone to Providence to their advantage right now.
At the foul line, Larson, his first is up, and it is good. Larson, 67% free throw shooter on the year, is 2 for 3 here tonight, so right on his average.
He's been a real steady player for Providence.
He's made some really nice plays tonight.
He has.
His second is good.
Even in his career, he's done a good job.
Montana Tech leading by 10 as they come back the other way. Belich rifles it underneath to Larson. Larson wraps it around too deep under the basket, fighting for it. And now we'll get a timeout from the bench. So Providence will call a timeout. They'll remain in possession as the Digs up 86-76 with 4:45 left to play here in the ball game.
Yeah, you got to have those bunnies. It causes pain for the other team. You got to have those little babies.
Tech leading 86-76. Montana Tech shooting 47% from the floor, 40% from the three-point line. And Providence at 45% from the floor, 42% from the three-point line. Otherwise, honestly, numbers are pretty close. Tech does have a seven more rebounds overall. Tech with 34 total, Providence with 27. Tech with 10 offensive rebounds as opposed to 8 for Providence. Tech has 9 turnovers, Providence with 8.
The looming factor is the 5 free throws on technicals that Tech made, and this would be who knows how this would finish if it was a 5-point lead, but Tech's in good position right now.
10-point lead for the Digs.
Just got to take care of the basketball. You got to take care of that. There's only one ball out there, Paul. You got to take care of it.
Thank you.
Drives me crazy.
So Providence will inbound and get us rolling here after the timeout. Sam Vining has Kenny Curtis in the backcourt. Also Stevens races into the backcourt to get it. Stevens to Curtis. Curtis down the floor. 10-point lead for the Digs. They have led by 14 twice. Curtis, 23 points on the day, leading scorer for Providence with the ball. Hands it off to Stevens. Kershawn Dixon almost got a piece of that one. Around a screen, Stevens, pass into the bottom deep corner. Milner's three-pointer is up no good. Defensive rebound, as coming down with it is going to be Deacons. Dixon, double team came at him quickly. Deacons gets it out on the left wing. 4:08 left to play here in the ball game. Deacons attacks with the left hand and gets it.
Yeah, you got to take that away. He's really good with his left hand, but guard play is really efficient here with both teams tonight. Keeping them out of trouble.
Deacons with 7 points here on the night. Argos with a basketball. Curtis, switch dribble into the lane, stops, feeds it to Olsen. Olsen with good position gets the basket. Olsen has 11 points. And the Digs remain up by 10. 3:35 left to play. Bounce pass to Larson. Larson goes right to the glass and gets it.
That's when your point guard takes control of the game. Both of them made great passes on each end.
Bridger Larson with 8 points. The Digs by a dozen. Kenny Curtis puts on the brakes, hands it off out on that edge to Milner. Milner eyed the three for a minute, drives into the lane. Great feed again to Olsen. Ball stripped away. And that one's going to go on Keely Bake. Bake pleading his case.
Good luck with that. That never worked.
Yeah, I still have yet to see that go to a player's favor, but it might happen sooner or later.
I want to see that because I have never seen it. I've been doing this 54 years, right?
Yeah. Off the front of the rim, Olsen's first is no good. So they'll change it out. Michael Ewer will come in. Larson goes to the bench. Again, great minutes by Bridger Larson. Second is no good. Rebound by Decons.
Had to have those.
12-point lead for the Digs. Dixon to Michael Ewer. Ewer off to Keely Bake. Bake has the lane. Makes his way right to the rack and gets it. Great stutter step, and Keely Bake right to the rim. He has 11. Into the offensive side, Marcus Stevens. He threw the shoulder.
Composure. Composure. In the twilight of the game, you can't lose your composure, and he did.
Stevens is going to foul out of the ball game. Foul number 5 on Stevens, so Stevens is done. So Stevens will foul out, and they need him on the floor. So he'll foul out with 2:49 left to play.
Tech's got to milk some clock now.
Krishan Dixon around a high screen. Good defense by Larson. Dixon picks up his dribble. Into the high post to Michael Ewer. Ewer turns, fires, front of the rim, doesn't go. Rebound tipped by Belich, taken by Dixon. Keely Bake with it now. Bake, Decons, back to Bake. Tech 4 wide, Michael Ewer battling in the high post. Around a screen, comes back to Michael Ewer. He's going to turn and fire. Michael Ewer knocks down the three.
A lot of frustration out of Providence post player. He can't believe he's knocking those down, but that's what he does best.
Michael Ewer, 23 points. That is his career high here at Montana Tech. Up with it, Kenny Curtis. Curtis fires from downtown, no good. Decons grabs another rebound. Decons 8 rebounds on the day.
That one did it.
Montana Tech leading by 17 now. Diggs. Keely Bake, far left wing. Bake to Michael Ewer. Krishan Dixon cut back door, well defended. Instead up top to Belich. Pass on the interior taken, tipped. Vining the other way. Vining to Currington. Currington to Vining. Vining down the right side of the paint. Spins, pass tipped. Comes up top to Olsen. He'll look to fire the three, no good. Rebound tipped and controlled by the Digs. 80 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, I'm surprised they took those quick shots down here. You milk that clock down to 8 seconds and get into your stuff. They're in total control.
So Montana Tech looking to go to 3-1 in Frontier Conference play. Of course, their only loss on the road at Dillon. They'll be at home on Thursday. They will host Northern, and then they'll go on the road. Belich rips one, no good. Vining grabs the rebound, and back the other way comes Curtis. Curtis stops. In the key he goes. Ball poke checked away. Step back. Hands it off. Three-point shot is on the way, and good. Knocking that one down is Keol. He has 8 points on the day. Diggs leading by 14. About a 10-second differential between the game and the shot clock, so they, I guess, will either have to put up a shot or just eat the shot clock.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Driving the lane, Krishan Dixon, no good. Back the other way, the Argos far right wing. Little switch dribble through the key, pass is tipped as Decon's got a hand on it. Argos will inbound in their offensive zone. 11 seconds left to play here in the ball game. So the Digs will go to 3-1 in Frontier Conference play. Some big wins here at home. Vining fouled. Decons in front of him will be called with a shove.
Time to add to your stats.
Let's see here. At the foul line, Vining's first is up. Off the rim, no good.
Providence really struggled from the foul line here tonight.
Let's take a look here. Providence is 11 of 20 from the foul line.
Yeah, 55%. That's not good enough.
Nope. So Vining gets 1 of 2. He has 11 points here on the evening. Montana Tech leading 95-82. Montana Tech got into the second half and blew the lead up into double digits and put this one to bed. The Digs with the win. 95-82, Montana Tech over the Argos of the University of Providence. Frontier Conference action here with Montana Tech Athletics. We're watching them go through the handshake line, JT, the first of 3 matchups between them. Talk about the game overall and what was different in the second half.
I just thought Tech's execution was much better. They really didn't need the use of the dribble as much, and they ran their stuff really well. The 2 downfalls for Providence right now was lost control, giving up 5 points off of technicals, and they've got to, I don't know, they've got to find a way to get. They had to stay out of foul trouble. Let's put it that way. That got them in trouble. Free throw line killed them tonight. That was the other one I was thinking of. You got to make. You can't shoot 55 or 56% from the free throw line and win many basketball games.
So with that, Montana Tech now stands alone in first place. We entered the weekend with everybody tied for first place, and now Tech's the only one left standing, as they're the only one who won 2. Otherwise, Providence is 2-2, Rocky is 2-2, Carroll is 2-2, Western is 2-2, and Northern is 2-2. Montana Tech on top of the Frontier Conference at 3-1 here on a Saturday evening.
That's why this conference is never boring. Never.
How good is that? Let's take a look at the individual and team numbers. We'll start things off for Providence. Their leading scorer was Curtis. Curtis gets 23 points as Kenny Curtis, what are we looking at here? 6 of 11 from the three-point line. 23 points for Curtis. Stevens gets 10. Vining and Olson each with 11. Harris Williams with 14 points. Milner gets 5 for the Argos in this ball game. As a team, Providence shot 45% from the floor, 40% from the three-point line. They did have 8 turnovers, a great number for them in that respect. They were out-rebounded by a margin of 10, though, as Montana Tech 39 total rebounds, and Providence ended the night with 29 total rebounds at the end of the ball game.
Yeah, and I think Tech's bench come out and really put some points on the board for them, and that was the difference in the game. Anytime you can go that deep and not lose a step, big time.
Yeah, Tech with 22 points off of the bench here tonight. Individually, on the other side for Tech, Caleb Bellich gets 26 points on the night, 8 of 14 shooting. He was 4 of 8 from downtown. Again, 26 points for Bellich. Michael Ure, 23 points in the win. He had 3 3-pointers. He was, looks like 7 of 15 from the floor. Again, finishes with 23 points. That is a career high for him here at Montana Tech. Keeley Bate gets 11 points on the day. Asa Williams with 13. Decons with 7, Dixon with 4, Lawrence with 3, and Mr. Bridger Larson, 8 points, 9 rebounds for Montana Tech. He had 9 rebounds. Decons had 9. Michael Ure with 8 rebounds here this evening.
That's perfect team play, and I just like what they got out of the bench. It is such a difference maker when you're coaching a team. If you can go deep, 8, 10, 12 in Tech's case, it just makes a big difference in the game of basketball.
So once again, the Digs getting a huge win here tonight, 95-82, and Montana Tech's men are in first place in the Frontier Conference after 2 weekends of play with a record of 3-1. For John Thatcher, I'm Paul Podisco. Thanks for joining us as the Digs get the sweep over the University of Providence here at Montana Tech. And until Thursday, take care.